Today I want to show you how you can turn any 360 view panorama from Google into an explorable world directly on the web in just a couple of clicks. And if you want to add a couple more clicks, I can even show you how to add extra control and do it completely for free. We're also going to look at how you can explore these worlds directly from the AI generation or even dedicated app on Vision Pro and Quest 3. As that if it's not enough, I also have a tiny little cute demo that turns any corner of Earth into a cute 3D model that you can export and start playing with. So let's dive right in. So let's start with Mint. At the first impression, it is just a wrapper for the Marble and the Wooorld Labs API. You can just type whatever you want in your word here, but right now, after a recent update, you can basically copy-paste any URL from a Street View location. So let's imagine, for example, we would want to be here under the Tour Eiffel. You can just get the URL, copy it, and then paste it directly in the text box. Here it will generate rather quickly what is basically like a 360 image preview of the generation. And there we have it. So this is a bit of a 360 preview generated from that view that we had in Street View. Now, the issue is when you go to Start 3D Generation, it will ask you to get some credits. So you cannot test it straight away to see how that's going to look like. One of the options is, for example, to go on a credit treasure hunt. There are different words that you can explore among the one generated by the community where there are coins scattered all over. So let's see if we can maybe find one of these coins somewhere. Oh, here we go. That we got it. So this is worth, I believe, 100 credits. That is great. And then we can keep going treasure hunting until we manage to generate the 1,500 needed for one generation. Now, let's see if we are lucky with this modern in semi-industrial in the desert empty location. I am not sure. We can find what we want. Another coin. No, we cannot find it. So what if I tell you that there is a way to do all this for free with much more freedom and control? So if you want to start creating and transforming a Street View image into a 360 explorable environment, you can use Street View Download 360. You can download a version for Windows, and after you have done it, it's pretty simple. You can go to any section of a world map that you want, and maybe here an extra tip. You can even go back in time and see how a certain location look like if there are other Street View captures present from in the past. Like in this case, under the Tour Eiffel, we have images that go back up to 2008. You can go here by seeing latest date or indeed checking for another time. Once you have done it, you can just copy the URL, the full URL, not the shortened one, then go on Street View Download 360 that you have installed on your PC, paste the link, select among different resolution that you might want to have, and then that's it, download Panorama. This will download the 360 image in different tiles that will be all stitched together and that you can use straight away to import in Marble. After you have fully downloaded the picture, you will see that at a pretty even high resolution, to be honest, this is the output that you will get. In Marble, it's super easy. You just go in there, click and select the image that you want to upload and then start creating. It will take a while to get the image out, but once you have done it, it's super simple. You can just go here, open the space, and then you will have the space completely reconstructed. Using WASD, you can move around. And let's see how is the back of this car. Could be worse. Could be worse. But this is the same thing that you will get in this other tool. And of course, you have much more opportunities to download, for example, the file in different formats. And you have also free credits that you can use straight away. The other advantage of being and creating this world in Wooorld Labs is that you can actually explore it in VR. Now, I suggest you, instead of clicking directly here, to use a little trick that I'm going to teach you right now. First of all, you can go here, share, copy, link, or indeed, let's say copy VR link actually, and then go to hmd.link. You can add the link, paste it here, and then send it directly to your headset. So let's now wear a Meta Quest, put it on, go to hmd.link and open the scene in VR. But before we go in VR, I just wanted to tell you one thing, because I have created a quick start guide to 3D Gaussian splatting, and especially if you are into exploring these worlds in VR, I think it's totally for you. It has a comprehensive introduction on what are Gaussian splatting, how you can make them with local-based method, with your phone, with a camera, and even with cloud-based solution. And also there is a super impressive list of apps and tools that you can use to experience 3D Gaussian splatting in VR on a Quest or a Vision Pro. To get it, just remember to subscribe to my newsletter and you will get it directly in your inbox. Now it's time to go and see how that world we created looks like in VR on a Quest. If you then go to hmd.link and your headset and the other device is on the same network, you will see the link directly popping in your browser. You can open it up and just click Enter VR. The environment, you have some option to move around, look, and you see that while the navigation is not exactly the most intuitive yet, you can move around and explore the world. Now, a word of warning, this movement happens with the left thumbstick, but be careful when you move with the right thumbstick, because you might actually flip and turn the world upside down. So I wouldn't recommend it if you suffer of motion sickness. So the other thing you see is that these are, let's say, very low res, but because they run extremely well in a headset. So the scene is really optimized, but of course this comes at the expense of the quality of the reconstruction. But this still gives you an idea where this technology is going and where, let's say, there are still opportunities for improvements. Now, let's be honest, the quality that you get of that world generated directly from a 360 image exported from Street View is not exactly great, but that's why I want to show you two other ways that you can use to experience Google Earth, Street View, whatever you want to call it, in VR at a much higher fidelity. I'm talking about two apps, one for Meta Quest and one for Vision Pro, and specifically about Wooorld and Spatial Earth. So let's dive right in. There is actually a lot to cover in Wooorld. And just to show you and give you a glimpse of what it can do, let's just start exploring the planet. Now, in the free tier, you can only create worlds as public. So that means that other people can join. Well, let's say that here is a little bit deserted. So let's find a place maybe a little bit more crowded. You can open up the map and then go here and select a region. So let's go, for example, to Paris. And let's go again just to the Tour Eiffel to see maybe if there is any difference in them. We can go there, click go, the map will load. And here we are under the Tour Eiffel, and here we are literally immersed in the environment. Now, what is also cool is that using the thumbstick, you can go up and down, pushing the trigger. You can accelerate the movement with both triggers going very fast to be able to then literally fly and explore the world around you. At any moment, we can click at different sections and enter in the 360 view map. So there is a lot that this map has to offer, and I really encourage you to dive in and take the time. Sometimes the UI can be a bit overwhelming and maybe even hard to read, but for example, you can have a glider pop up, grab it, and then move like this in the map. Something that I find actually pretty cool. The further you are from the airplane, the faster you go. That's a very interesting way of locomotion. Besides, there are so many other options that I invite you to take the time and discover yourself. Well, it is now time for a change of pace and see if we get anything better or different on our Vision Pro. Let's go in and try Spatial Earth. With Spatial Earth, you literally get the world at your fingertips. You can turn the planet and you see that there is this cool cloud effect that seems to surface the whole globe. You can pick among different, let's say, highlight and different location. Let's go, for example, to the Tour Eiffel. Once you are here, you can use to pinch to move the map around, use two finger to actually zoom in and out, and even turn the map however you want. You will see that once you zoom, it takes a couple of seconds to actually update to the highest resolution the various areas of the map, but overall it is quite impressive. Now, one thing that's missing is that you don't get to be on that specific spots and get the 360 view surrounding you. But what is certainly available is, for example, ability to go to any part of the planet as you want. Let's go, for example, to New York. And so here, as I was telling you, sometimes it takes a bit for the texture to actually update, and that is dependent on how zoomed in or out the area is, but you can see it is actually quite nice. I just wish there was that opportunity to view it in as a 360 panorama around you. And now let's see the last thing that I wanted to show you, the little web tool that allows you to export every corner of the planet as a little 3D map. I want to finish up this video with one of these very cool tools that sometimes you find on the web. And since this, I feel it's very much related to what we're talking about, that is Google Street View and exporting assets and this piece of the planet in 3D or exploring them either in VR or on a browser, I think that this is just fits in. And it's one of the things that I really love to cover in these top 10 tools, apps, and product updates that I share every week with the pro members of XRI Spotlight. It is about the kind of things that you cannot find anywhere else. It's not just about news, it's about tools and apps, product updates that you can put your hands on and use it to learn every week with hands-on experience instead of just the usual blubber about AI and how awesome it is. So make sure and consider subscribing if you find this interesting. Let me now show you this very neat little tool called Little Big Cities. You can select a different region of the map anywhere on the planet by scrolling right here. And you see that the map is automatically updated. So you can either do this and browse out, or instead use specific GPS coordinates. This means, for example, you can go here, select a specific area that you might want to have and look at, and then copy latitude and longitude that are present here. So let's do this. Let's copy the latitude and the longitude. Okay. Go, and here you have it. Now, the cool thing also is that you can set up and customize several aspects. So first of all, you can get a flat map instead of a world view. And in here, there are several settings. Like, for example, you can create a auto-rotating animation. You can go and toggle on and off Earth, buildings, roads, change color, and also importantly, download even as an OBJ that you can use for any other project that you might have in mind. So this is a very neat tool. And remember, I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you like to stay updated with these little cool demos on the web, in VR, around 3D, XR, and AI, just make sure to check out my newsletter at XRI Spotlight.